Hi, it's Anathea, your evolutionary astrologer and divine feminine educator. And I want to do a Venus vibe update and ask you, have you been arguing in your relationships? And don't worry, this is part of the process of our evolution. Venus and Mercury have been going backwards. They're actually not going backwards, just as seen from the Earth, but they are in retrograde, and they will be in retrograde until the beginning of April. First, Mercury will go direct, and then Venus. But right now, they're trotting backwards together about only 3 degrees apart. And Venus, of course, is the planet of relationships, and Mercury is the planet of communication. So if there's hiccups in your communication, be easy on yourself. These things are coming up. The evolutionary intention is just to let things surface that need to surface, to let you look at things and communicate about things that, aren't necessarily going the right way. Feelings coming up and issues coming up that need to be dealt with and decisions needing to be made, that kind of thing. And that's okay. So they're trotting backwards, and there's 2 dates. So this is my Venus vibes update mid-month, about mid-month. And I'm wanting to remind you of things to think about before the end of the month. I mean, this has been a powerful month, but Mercury and Venus are trotting backwards, and Venus is coming close. I mean, they're both coming close to the sun, right? But what's happening is this is called the cazimi, where Venus has a rendezvous with the sun. And so this is a Venus-Sun conjunction. And it happens every 9.5 months. And it makes this beautiful mandala, this beautiful five-pointed star. And this is the reason why it's just easier for me to do this than to share my screen, right? This is why I'm so into Venus, because Venus creates this beautiful five-pointed star harmonic. This is a pattern that's been traced over eons of time, over and over again. This pattern is actually a 100-year cycle, but this has been happening for eons. And they say that, or this is my theory, that Venus isn't just a metaphor for love, but that because she has this, she creates this orbital frequency with her dance between this is Venus, this is Earth, and that's the sun. And they do a little orbital cat and mouse chase around the sun to create this beautiful five pointed star harmonic, right? Well, that to me is, it's not just that she's a metaphor for love, but that she actually emits the frequency of love. So she is going to come into a conjunction. And what the conjunction is this right here. This is the sun, there's Venus, and this is Earth, right? And so when the conjunction happens, is she's actually over here in between the sun and the Earth, and that's an interior conjunction. And then she keeps going. 9.5 months later, she is over here, opposite side of the Earth, and that's a superior or exterior conjunction. Okay, so she has this rendezvous with the king, the sun, the center of our solar system, every 9.5 months. Okay. And that's happening this Saturday, March the 22nd. And it's a very beautiful conjunction. It's going to be in Aries. So it's the energy of the sun and Venus, the two of the luminaries of our sky, besides the moon, right? The biggest luminaries. Because Venus is very bright in the sky, and she changes from morning star to evening star and evening star to morning star. And she disappears while she's actually in the light of the sun, in the rays of the sun. And that's called a cazimi. So this Saturday is the cazimi. She will be in the heart of the sun, in the rays of the sun. And she'll disappear for a little bit and then reappear. Right now, she's an evening star, and she has recently disappeared. In about a week. Maybe it'll be 2 weeks. She will reappear, but not as an evening star, as a morning star. So she does this beautiful magical dance. And I believe that when you tune into Venus, that she has gifts to offer you. And that's why I'm so committed, like I said, to talking about Venus. But she's complex. Uh, and so the 22nd is this Saturday. And pay attention to how Saturday goes for you. Prepare for it. Know that the Sun and Venus are coming together. And where is that in your chart, right? Where is Aries in your chart? Because Aries is also about passion, and Aries is also about new beginnings. But they're going backwards. I want to get back to the Venus and Mercury going backwards. And when this cazimi happens, then it's like Mercury is going to be holding space, and then Neptune is going to be on the other side. So Neptune's going to be in Pisces, Mercury is going to be in Aries, and we've got the cazimi, we've got the meeting of the King and Venus together, Venus and the Sun. And then Venus will move on and go backwards. And then on the 27th and the 28th, Venus and Neptune are going to be conjunct at 29 degrees Pisces. So here we had the conjunction of the Sun and Venus in Aries, and then we're going to have Venus going backwards and having a meeting with Neptune, right? And so in Pisces, at the end of the 29th degree of Pisces, which is called the anaretic degree, okay? It's the end of a zodiac sign because there's 30 degrees in every zodiac sign, and the 29th degree is like a more magnified degree. And so with Venus meeting up with Neptune, and so pay attention, mark your calendar, the 27th and the 28th, because this could be a beautiful day of heart opening. Maybe you've been arguing with Mercury and Venus going backwards, and there's been tension in your relationships. And maybe on the 27th and the 28th, things will get resolved. Forgiveness will happen, understanding will happen, because Venus and Neptune are coming together. Venus is, Neptune is the higher vibration of Venus. Venus is personal love, and Neptune is transpersonal love. And what I mean by that is Venus is me, mine, or I love you, whereas Neptune is we're all together. There's no disconnection. I not only love you, I love everybody. So Neptune is everything, the whole cosmos, and understanding that we're all connected. And so the two of those coming together really supports this frequency of higher love and understanding and forgiveness. And so remember, the 27th and the 28th, that's a beautiful time to let your heart open. Don't hold on to resentment those 2 days, because those planets are really helping you to really open your heart. Now, if you are repressing and not wanting to let go and not wanting to open your heart, you could go the other direction. What Neptune offers is chaos and checking out, overindulgence, drinking your problems away, that kind of a thing. And so you don't want to go that direction, because every planet has a positive and negative expression in it. But if you were to look at the chart, what you would see is a lot of planets in the Aries, Pisces. So we've got a lot of planets in Pisces, we've got a lot of planets in Aries. And so what I call this, and I love to use the word choo-choo train, because that's what it looks like. It's a bunch of planets all in a row, right? But it's called a stellium. But where they're hanging out, and Venus and Mercury are going towards Pisces, and Neptune is going towards Aries, and Saturn is going towards Aries as well. But this is like a birthing canal. And what's beautiful is they're going to meet, Neptune and Venus are going to meet on the 27th and the 28th, interesting, at the 29th degree. So it's kind of very harmonic with this beautiful energy of compassion and love, if you let it happen, right? Because that's what they are offering us. But this is like a birthing canal, and it's kind of like, I mean, you can see it different ways, but that we have angelic protection with all of this. I feel like it's a birthing canal that we're going, even though it's going backwards with the retrogrades, they're ultimately all going to be moving forward from Pisces, the last sign of the zodiac, to Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, right? And that conjunction with the Sun, the King, and Venus was in Aries. So it's giving us a little marker of everything's going to be okay. Jump into your new you. Let's, all of us in the world, because it's, Neptune is the whole world also. Neptune is actually holding space also. and giving us protection to go through this birthing canal and the birthing pains of having to birth a new world as everything starts falling apart, as we are actually experiencing and seeing. So we can have a lot of anxiety and a lot of fear, but what you want to do, especially with Neptune energy, is have trust in the process and know that all is well, and see it from a more a greater picture, a more spiritual perspective beyond just the personal, which is, this is my life, me, what's happening to me. And get beyond that you're a soul that's actually just having a human experience here, and really trust that your soul decided to be here at this time in history to experience this powerful birthing process. But I feel that because the Venus star point, which is what I was talking about, this, I didn't use the word Venus star point, but this is, the Venus star point. These are the star points, right? That whole harmonic and the conjunction of the sun coming together with the Venus is called the Venus star point. That being at Aries and Neptune holding the wisdom space at 29 degrees with Venus. And that exchange that's happening through the birthing canal, I can't help but think we're being protected and that all is well. So I'm going to leave you with that. Pay attention to March the 22nd, where the king, the sun, meets Venus, and pay attention to March 27th and 28th, when Neptune, the higher vibration of Venus, come together. The two of them come together at 29 degrees. All right, and see how you feel on those days and where it might be in your chart and how it's going to affect you. All right, let the planets work in your favor and not against you. Namaste.